All right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
Alright guys, welcome back for another weather video. This is happy Friday out there, Black Friday. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your morning. So let's go ahead and jump into this morning's video. Firstly, taking a look at the national view. As you can see, we are pretty chilly out there. Pretty much the entire country is chilly, off to a chilly start to your morning. And taking a look for our Quad State region, we have some cold weather. We have cold temperatures in our region. We got temperatures mainly in the teens and 20s. We have 18 right now in Sioux Falls at the 10 o'clock hour. We got 12 in Watertown and Aberdeen. We got 16 in Mobridge. We got 19 in Pierre. We got 21 in Rapid City. Down into Nebraska, we got 27 in Valentine, 28 in North Platte, 30 in Chadron, 21 in O'Neill and Norfolk, 25 in Omaha, and then into Iowa we got 19 in Des Moines, we got 21 in Fort Dodge, we got 18 in Mason City, 19 in Sioux City. Up into Minnesota we got 19 in the cities, we got 14 in St. Cloud, we got 16 in Rochester, we got 18 in Fairmont. So temperatures mainly in the teens. There's a few 20s out there too, but bottom line is it is a cold morning, and this cold air is not going away anytime soon. It is going to be hanging around our area. Now, the big weather topic. We have the winter storm that is going to be heading into our area. Well, what does that look like? Well, let's take a look firstly at the alerts page. And as you can see, there is quite a lot to get to here. We have a big, wide area of winter weather headlines here, all the way from Idaho through Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and even into Michigan and Ohio. So for our area, we have our winter weather advisory in blue, and then we have the winter storm warning that is in red. So let me read these off for you. We're going to do that here in just a moment. But first, let's hear a brief word now from the sponsors at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
All right, so let's read off your winter weather headlines for today and tomorrow. Winter weather advisory, this is for Rapid City, Pierre, western South Dakota into, north central, northeastern Nebraska, into eastern South Dakota, into central Minnesota. So winter weather advisory here that is in effect here. So it says snow is expected, total snow accumulations between 1 and 4 inches. Now that's out west. The thing is, can be a confusing alert because there's different areas that have different talking points. So for example, western South Dakota, you have 1 to 4 inches expected, but then you go out towards Mitchell and you go to eastern South Dakota and it says 4 to 7 inches. So it just varies depending on where you're at. Let me read off, first off, we're going to read off the western South Dakota one. And western South Dakota, Rapid City area, western South Dakota, between 1 and 4 inches, winds gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. can cause blowing snow. This is from 5 p.m. this afternoon until 11 a.m. Mountain Time Saturday. So out west, not as bad. Now you go east. Let's go, towards Mitchell, and it says snow expected of 4 to 7 inches. Plan on slippery road conditions. Hazardous conditions could impact the Friday evening commute. Snow expected 4 to 7 again. East Central and Southeast South Dakota from 9 a.m. this morning until noon on Saturday. And how about northeastern South Dakota up near Sisseton? 2 to 4 inches is expected. Hazardous conditions could impact Friday evening commute from 3 p.m. this afternoon until noon on Saturday. And how about your winter storm warning? Well, let's read this off. This is for Mulbridge, Miller areas, basically north central South Dakota. Heavy snow expected of 5 to 7 inches of snow. Plan on slippery road conditions. Patchy blowing snow could significantly reduce visibility. Hazardous conditions could impact Friday evening commute. This is again for north central South Dakota. This is from 9 a.m. Central this morning, so it's already started, until noon tomorrow. And how about your winter storm warning for the Sioux Falls area? Well, let's go ahead and read this off. Heavy mixed precip expected. Total snow accumulations between 5 and 10 inches of snow. Ice accumulations around a light glaze south of I-90 towards Highway 20. Travel could be very difficult. Hazardous conditions could impact Friday evening commute. And it says, southwest Minnesota, east central, and southeast South Dakota. This is from noon today all the way through midnight on Saturday night. So this is basically all day today and all day tomorrow. So it's a 2-day event. And so unfortunately, we got to deal with this for quite some time. How about Iowa? I just wanted to take a glance at this. Down near the Des Moines area, they're saying 8 to 13 inches. How about Cedar Rapids area? 10 to 14 inches of snow down in that area. A lot of snow is expected in Iowa. So Iowa is expected to get hit the hardest out of everyone in the country. Out of everyone in this event, it looks like Iowa is going to get the worst of the snow, or the most snow. Again, a foot of snow or more. But for Sioux Falls, 5 to 10, which is still a lot. Now, taking a look at the radar picture, what are we looking at? Where's the snow? Well, here's your Sioux Falls radar, and as you can see, there is your snow. It is out west towards Mitchell. It is just starting, it looks like, in the Mitchell area. Down towards Lake Andes, Wagner, Yankton. Looks like Yankton's starting to get in on this snow now. Vermilion, not before too long. Same as Sioux City. So at this point, some of the heavier areas of snow is kind of near Mount Vernon. That kind of, and everything is moving in an easterly direction too. This is kind of a heavier band of snow, kind of right, Mitchell, Mount Vernon, Plankinton, down to Parkston, and then you have, areas down farther to the south. Let's see here. Down towards Nebraska and down towards Yankton, Armour, Lake Andes area. There's some heavier bands of snow there. So this is all heading towards Sioux Falls. So eventually Sioux Falls is going to get in on this. Now, the Aberdeen radar, what are we looking at up here? Well, there's some heavier snow up here near Mulbridge, up towards North Dakota, and then down towards Pierre and Oneida, and down towards Chamberlain. So some heavier snow. When you get that darker blue, that is when we're looking at heavier snow. How about western South Dakota? Well, not seeing a whole lot yet. There's not a whole lot of snow yet. Same with, even out here in, Montana, you have to go all the way to central Montana to see snow. Otherwise, it's pretty quiet out here, out west. So, not sure how much Rapid City is going to get, but this is kind of the farthest west of the snow that we're seeing. It's kind of Eagle Butte up towards Bison. down towards Phillip and Murdo. That's kind of where we're looking at for that snow. And how about Nebraska? Well, O'Neill, down towards O'Neill, that's kind of where we have some snow. Again, all this activity is moving east, moving in an easterly direction. There's even some snow down here towards Omaha right now, southwestern Iowa, as you can see there, and into, Stanton, Pierce, Nebraska. So, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of snow to talk about, and a lot to this forecast. So what's next? Jumping ahead here, what are we looking at for this system? Let's go ahead and jump to the models. And so take a look at the latest on the HRRR. This is the current picture. And you have that snow again in northeast Nebraska into central South Dakota. And as we play this out, eventually this snow by around, the early afternoon window, the snow eventually moves into Sioux Falls. Now, the good news with this system, I will say, the good news is we don't have to deal with a whole lot of wind, at least for the Sioux Falls area. We're not expecting a lot of wind. Now, if we take a look at this actually, and take a look at the wind gust map, the wind gusts are out west, that 20 to 30 mile per hour range out west. And as you can see, luckily there's not a whole lot of wind to deal with. Now I will say central South Dakota could deal with 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gust. So that's enough to blow around snow, and could see some more dangerous weather there. But this evening, Sioux Falls area could see 20 to 25 miles per hour there. But that's as bad as it's going to get. Now, I will say there will be some stronger wind gusts from the western part of the region, western Nebraska, western South Dakota, in that 35 to 45 mile per hour range out west. And then that will expand into Nebraska. And then you notice by tomorrow afternoon, Sioux Falls and surrounding areas could see 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. So that could create some issues, some blowing snow and issues there. So Saturday looks to be a little bit worse because of the wind gusts in 25 to 35 or 25 to 40 mile per hour winds. Could cause some issues there Saturday. But it does look like today, the lesser of two evils would be today. Today would be the lesser of two evils. But tomorrow looks to be, unfortunately, worse because of the wind gusts. So going back to the radar picture, what are we looking at? Let's take a look again here, and we'll play this out. There's your snow. That will, again, continue across eastern South Dakota, north central South Dakota, into Iowa. And you look down in here in Nebraska, there could be some freezing rain. Again, we talked about that freezing rain potential from Sioux Falls to Sioux City, kind of in between there. And it looks to be certainly possible. And some freezing rain tonight, and then the system hangs around. It just continues to hang around. Now, western South Dakota, not expected to see any snow until we get towards tonight into tomorrow morning. That's when western South Dakota will get in on this stuff of snow, and then eastern South Dakota will continue to get snow. I mean, look how widespread the system is. It's a huge area of snow. The entire northern plains is seeing snow here pretty much all at once. And then by the afternoon, tomorrow the system finally starts to leave, but it is still going to be hanging around tomorrow, and we got to deal with the blowing snow, as I mentioned before. Now by by Saturday evening, Saturday night, the system finally exits the area. And it will exit fairly quickly on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. But we just got to deal with today and tomorrow. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for this morning's video. We're going to be back later today, so we'll have more updates throughout the morning. We'll be back on later. We might even do a live, I think we'll do a live stream later today as well, to give you guys kind of a more in-depth outlook of this winter storm. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and X. We'll be updating on there. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We go live on TikTok now too. And also, be sure to give this video a like and drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and subscribe for more content. Again, we'll be back later today. So thank you guys for watching. Stay safe out there.